Another day, another story. Hello, and welcome to today's video, where we'll be exploring the common myth that humans only use 10% of their brain. You might have heard this claim before, maybe in a movie or a TV show, or even from a friend. It's a popular misconception, and it's been around for over a century. But is there any truth to it? In this video, we'll be diving deep into the science behind this myth. We'll explore the history of this claim, where it came from, and why it's so widely believed. We'll look at the research that's been done on the brain, and we'll see if there's any evidence to support the idea that we're only using a small fraction of our brain power. So, let's get started. History of the 10% brain myth. The idea that humans only use 10% of their brain is a persistent myth that's been around for over a century. It's not entirely clear where this myth originated, but it's likely that it was popularized by the American psychologist William James in the late 1800s. James suggested that most people live only a small fraction of their potential, but he never claimed that humans only use 10% of their brain. The idea gained traction in the early 1900s, thanks in part to the work of the American author Lowell Thomas. In his book, The Story of a Wonderful Brain, Thomas claimed that humans only use 10% of their brain, and that unlocking the other 90% would lead to incredible mental powers. The idea was further popularized by Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, in which he claimed that people only use a small fraction of their mental potential. Over the years, the 10% brain myth has been perpetuated by movies, TV shows, and pop culture. In the 2014 movie, Lucy, for example, the main character gains access to the full potential of her brain and gains extraordinary abilities, such as telekinesis and time travel. While these fictional portrayals are entertaining, they're not based in scientific fact. The truth about the brain. So, what's the truth about the human brain? Well, first of all, it's not true that we only use 10% of our brain. In fact, we use all of our brain, all the time. Even when we're asleep, our brain is busy regulating our body functions, processing information from the environment, and consolidating memories. However, it's true that we don't use every part of our brain equally. Different parts of the brain are responsible for different functions, such as processing sensory information, controlling movement, and regulating emotions. Some parts of the brain are more active than others, depending on what we're doing at the moment. For example, if we're solving a math problem, the part of our brain responsible for mathematical reasoning will be more active than other parts. It's also true that the brain is incredibly complex, and there's still much we don't understand about how it works. However, thanks to modern imaging techniques, such as fMRI and PET scans, we're able to study the brain in much greater detail than ever before. These technologies allow us to see which parts of the brain are active during different tasks, and to better understand how different regions of the brain communicate with each other. Can we unlock the full potential of our brains? Given that we use all of our brain, all the time, is it possible to unlock the full potential of our brains and gain extraordinary mental powers? Unfortunately, the answer is no. While it is true that some people have exceptional mental abilities, such as photographic memory or the ability to solve complex mathematical equations quickly, these abilities are not due to unlocking the full potential of the brain. Rather, they are the result of natural variations in brain structure and function, as well as years of training and practice. Additionally, the idea that there is a single switch in the brain that, when flipped, unlocks our full mental potential is not supported by scientific evidence. The brain is incredibly complex, and there are countless interactions between different regions of the brain that contribute to our cognitive abilities. Furthermore, if we were to suddenly gain access to the full potential of our brains, it's unlikely that we would gain extraordinary mental powers, as portrayed in movies and TV shows. The brain is a delicate organ, and any sudden changes to its structure or function could have serious consequences. In fact, many neurological disorders, such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, are caused by changes in the structure and function of the brain. In conclusion, the myth that humans only use 10% of their brain is just that, a myth. We use all of our brain, all the time, and different parts of our brain are responsible for different functions. While the brain is incredibly complex, and there is still much we don't understand about how it works, modern imaging techniques have allowed us to study the brain in greater detail than ever before. While it's tempting to believe that we could unlock the full potential of our brains and gain extraordinary mental powers, this idea is not supported by scientific evidence. Our cognitive abilities are the result of natural variations in brain structure and function, as well as years of training and practice. Finally, it's worth noting that the 10% brain myth has been perpetuated by pop culture for over a century, and it's likely that it will continue to be popular in the future. However, it's important to separate fact from fiction and to rely on scientific evidence when it comes to understanding the brain and our cognitive abilities. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on science and technology. Thanks for watching.